It's up from there. They got the parks. They got one in Dallas, correct?
Yeah, they do. The
The
Netflix house.
Yes, the Netflix house. So I don't think they've fallen off by any means. I still definitely think they're a great company.
Yeah, they got a
This is
Netflix
just the
house.
opportunity. It's noise. Like I'm like we be saying, bro. This is just noise.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it's a 10-year buy for sure. 10-year hold. But yeah, man, we got Mr. Romulus coming back on. We got a couple more people coming on. I know these nights. I was gonna ask you, 9 p.m. still cool for everybody? Or y'all
Yeah,
think
that's
we should move it
perfect.
up? Do you think we should move it up to 8 p.m. so everybody can enjoy their Thursday night? Because I had a couple people text me. They said, bro, I done picked up a extra shift at night. And so it's just hard for me to get on the calls and stuff like that. But they said,
Uh,
hey, still tapped in, still see keys, talking this every day, still seeing KB. Everybody still, man, everybody eating, cooking. And I think everybody really just um became specific about their formula and became specific about their routine when it comes to the market. I feel like this past 2 years with Trump, I think the best thing he did was um he made everybody be comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And it's like we don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. And I feel like with that perspective, since you don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, you're going to go into tomorrow um just being a little bit more paranoid than you usually would. And I think paranoid actually saves you because you're not over leveraging, you're not buying when you shouldn't be buying, you're not buying assets that don't make no sense, like during the pandemic when AMC was going crazy, when GameStop was going crazy, the fundamentals were terrible, but it was more of a meme stock. But with Trump now, it's like you got to go in at every single day on point. And if you're not gonna go in every single day trading, you got like a foundation of what you stand on. Okay, cool. If the market is doing this, I'm gonna do this. If Trump is saying it's a little fishy right here, I'm gonna do this. Like I feel like the best thing he's done is made us be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And so I definitely think block out the noise like we've been saying. Keep executing your formula. Keep executing your system. We've been killing it, bro. We've been killing it. We really been killing it. We no complaints. Um, I think the only complaints is we should have had more plays. Keys
Hey,
said
well, hey,
we should have put more in on a play. We should have
hey,
added more.
that's that, bro. When we get drops at 10, 12%, bro, we gotta shoot to score. Like these companies, when we know the market is rigged to go up, right? The
Yeah,
US, we gotta keep that in the back of our head. Trump glasses in the US is livelihood is based off of the stock market. So if Trump not gonna let it fail at all during his term, because that's gonna give him the worst reputation as a president. He not gonna ruin his reputation at the end of the day. He might not be liked, but he not gonna ruin his reputation.
only thing I'll say is like just doing more research. Um, he thinks the stock market is a direct indication on how the economy is doing, and that's the problem. Just because the stock market is going here and here and it's going up and up, that doesn't mean the labor market is good. That doesn't mean inflation is coming down. It doesn't mean it's time to cut rates. When he brags on the market is up, the market is up. Like, don't you love me? Two separate things for sure. Yeah. Don't you love me? Like I'm doing everything I said I was going to do. Well, the stock market being at all-time highs isn't beneficial for the people at the bottom of the barrel. So when you say I'm doing more for all of our people more than ever, it's kind of like you only looking through a specific lens when it's like you got to be looking from a macro perspective. I feel like so I think that's definitely one thing that he kind of leans his head on, like he said, is the stock market is up. I told you, like I told you. Well, what about the people that are not in stocks? What about the people that's literally just putting in job applications every day trying to find a job? What about the people that went to school for this and now they just got bombarded and said that's not even a job no more. You gotta figure out how the AI works, or you gotta figure out a skill set over here. And you like, wow, I just spent 5 years getting this degree, 4 years in high school. Okay, a decade on went by. Now you're telling me that I gotta find a new skill, and there's other people that are already skilled in this field that are getting a job, and now I'm a beginner, a newbie. That's why I said 2 calls ago that I figured out people are hiring. You just gotta get the right relationships to get the right job. You going online and submitting an application, yeah, they probably not gonna call you back. But you hitting a friend up that's already at a job, hey, see if they hire. Let me know if a spot open up. That's what I've been hearing. That's the best way people been getting on right now. That mass hiring, no, they doing mass firing. You follow me? So I
Might
definitely.
want to definitely look into getting a recruiter too.
What you
To
mean?
find a recruiter on your behalf that's in your field.
Oh,
It could
okay,
be a
okay,
IT, supply chain, real estate engineering. Looking into those type of avenues, so that way
yeah,
you have somebody vouching for you, and
yeah.
always looking.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, brother. But yeah, we got Romulus coming on here in a second, bro. How we feeling though? I didn't get to ask. Malcolm, Nigel, Niles, J. Cole. I see Aaron on here. What's up? How we feeling? KB?
Great family. I've been sticking to my rules from the beginning.
KB
It's
been
been paying
cooking,
off.
dog. KB been
Been
cooking,
paying
man.
off. Man, I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
yeah. Okay, okay. Malcolm, how we doing? I don't think we can hear you, brother. You, you muted, brother. Hold on. Can y'all hear him or am I tripping?
Nah, I can't
All
hear
right,
him.
what about now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
Okay. Now I'll just say another predictable Thursday. Yeah, but yeah, overall good.
Watching the market, yeah, I love it. 100% Yep, I love it, Aaron. I love it. But yeah, KB, definitely about to let you split your screen. He said he definitely wants to show some charts that he been working on, and then we gonna see that, and then Ramos gonna come up and chop it, let us know what he got going on, and then talk about some more charts, the future, some of this stuff, and we off here, man. I think as we getting better with the market, I think we're getting better at um, minimizing the rhetoric around what we talk about too. I don't think we need to sit and and analyze the market for hours and hours and hours no more. I think we understand we're getting a rhythm of, okay, he gonna say this, he gonna say this. Okay, it's April. This is usually a strong month. Okay, the Iran war is this. Oil is gonna keep doing this. Okay, we understand it. We don't need to keep over indexing in knowledge. I feel like more information you have, you start paralyzing yourself because you feel like you know this. I should do this when this happens, and this should trade what you see. Just trade what you see. Like whatever the market is giving you, take it. Don't overcomplicate it. So let me see if I can let KB share his screen real quick. Share. Look at me. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. Hold on. Okay, I think here we go. There we go. Click on. Oh, okay. Clicked on his name. There we go. Share your screen, brother, man.
Okay, so what I go? I hit more, and then okay, yeah, I start. I see.
Share.
Give me 1 second, brother.
Nah, you good. Hey man, make sure you close out of them browsers. I don't want to see
Hey,
nothing
chill out,
on them
man.
browsers, dog. Please. Not if
Chill out,
do
dog.
not do that.
All right, all right. Can y'all see me?
Yes, sir, brother.
All right, so this Sienna, I'm not gonna have y'all too long. I'm gonna show y'all a couple charts. I've been banging on the table about AI optics, memory, and semiconductors. So this is Sienna. They built the infrastructure to transfer the data for essentially the AI. So this is where I started looking at them down here, bro. Look at that. This chart is a little beautiful to me. Look at that. We on a daily right now. It's staying directly in that parallel channel. I set a limit of where I want to buy it at.
Yeah.
Right there around 465 right there. I got it around 470 and I got it for about 25 days. So we gonna see what it do. Right now we up 80%. So that's all it take, brothers. Just stick to your rules, man. I've been talking about optics, lasers for the whole year, man. So I'm glad
Memory.
my
You've been talking about
strategies.
memory too.
Memory, yeah, I'm sorry, memory too, fellas. MU, I'm sick I didn't get on that play with y'all. Memory and optics. That's what I'm banging on the table all year. So just sticking to my rules, slowing down the game, and taking steady shots. So I'm excited about this play. Hopefully it go well. We gonna see. And then I'm gonna show y'all core. This was an old play that I had that I showed in the ecosystem. So I've been watching core for a minute. Reason I sold because Trap got in it, man. He scared me out the position. But anyways, I got in around 230. I'm actually kind of using a trap type play. I'm watching them consolidate before they break out, but instead of
Can you
grabbing
can you
them,
can you break that down? What you mean by consolidate?
so like,
J. Cole,
yeah, my bad.
J. Cole said
Hey,
inverse
I
track.
swear, nigga. Hey,
Inverse trap.
win. Wait till it.
Hey,
Hey,
he fraud.
hey, you wait till it go. Hey, wait till it drop. But the play be a hit though. You
Yeah, it
can't
do.
lie.
It do. It do. It do.
The
And
plays be a hit.
I'm proud of I'm proud of Trap. I'm proud of Ian. I'm proud of all of us, bro. That's why we doing this the right way. We don't be hating on nobody. Just hey,
Nah.
learn from everybody and apply to what you got going on. All right, show us this
Yeah,
case.
for sure. For sure. No hate against Trap at all. That's my dog. I mess with him heavily. But yeah, so consolidate is just when it just chop and trade right, kind of like around this area, like it touched 298, drop back down, kind of, went sideways a little bit, had some motion. And I grabbed around 230, like right here. So
Okay.
I said it's gonna break out sooner or later as long as I put some time on it. I felt like it was time to break out right here. So that's what I mean by like a trap. Like he would have grabbed around up here.
Yeah. He likes the confirmation that if it breaks above a new all-time high, then get in and then let's see how far it go. I see what you're saying.
Exactly. And core in the object space, they run just like light. So I grabbed them and I had a 300 strike. Look where core is now.
Mm,
364, if y'all can see that. That was the high.
mm.
Closed today at 337. Look like, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been banging on the table about, just sticking to the rules and AI and optics. Let me show if I got
50%
another one
agree.
for y'all off the top. Another one I'm interested in.
What's up with that VIAV, brother?
Yeah, that's a
I'm
cooker
gonna switch
too.
you on some over.
That's my first leap, so I'm proud about that too. My first leap, VIAV. That's beautiful. I think that's another Palantir. Man,
Man, who did the research for this company?
man, some
Golly.
some crazy guy named Nate Magnate.
God,
I ain't never
Jesus
heard of
Christ.
Magnate. He
Jesus.
fried, but
Man.
this my hitter. I got a 55 strike, so it closed today at 46. Got it out till 27,
Yeah.
and hopefully this cook.
Yeah, man.
I'm grabbing to. Hey, I'm grabbing the leaps on that. I grabbed 100 because I'm gonna convert them boys. I ain't gonna lie.
A
Yes,
hundred what? A
sir.
hundred strike?
Huh?
100 strike?
Nah, we did 55.
I thought he was saying 100 strike. I was about to say, boy, that's man, he giving the market money, dog. He said 46.
Nah, I did a 55. I grabbed a
Well,
couple.
yeah, family. That's what I had, man. That's
That's great, brother.
just sticking to the rules, man. And it's been paying off for me.
That's great, brother. That's great.
And we all be eating the whole ecosystem been eating, so I love to see it, man.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
All right, all
Should we
right.
put in a play on meta?
Yeah,
Whatever
I
Hunter
really want
call?
to. I really want to see if you can.
Give it back. Stop share. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Meta. I want Microsoft. I want all of them. Just for the long haul. Um, block out the noise. Malcolm said it the other day too. Block out the noise, family. Just let's just keep executing our system. So with that being said, man, I definitely want Romulus to come on, man. Man, we seen him last time. We talked to him last time. The great. He was amazing. He gave us some information that actually panned out literally the next day. You remember that in the market? He said, man, this thing can tank. Next day, market bleeding. Right. So man, we all familiar with them, man. Ramos, can you please take it away, my brother? If he can hear us. Let me see if he can hear us. He said, I can't hear you. Can you hear us? We can't hear you. He said, I hear everyone. Why we want to have technical difficulties today? Come on, bro. But you can't hear me. Nah, we can't hear you, brother. Man, they hating on us, man. I think that's the market maker. He don't want you to tell us what you want us to know, man. That's what's going on. The market maker does not want you to tell us what's about to happen. I don't know what to do. Let's see. Let's see if I can mute. Let's unmute. Hmm. Here, try to go out and come back in. Yeah, go out and hit that link back in. Come back in. Yeah, come back in. But yeah, man. Just keep executing the system, bro. I've really been dialed in to like perfecting my craft and not just perfecting my craft, not just with the charts, not just with stocks, with everything in life. I'm working on something where, like I said, I'm trying to build this, but I'm also trying to build outside of this, right? I want to get me some land this year. I want to get me some funding this year. Ramos, can you hear us, brother? Oh, we still can't hear you, man. Or you
Maybe
got your
maybe kick me from co-host and try to make him co-host.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. See if that'll work. So there you make goals. See if that can work for them. Make goals. Chat. I don't know what's going on. Cause it worked last time. You got headphones in or in the computer, or are you using your computer, laptop, the audio, or anything, brother? Let's get this working. Computer audio. Yes. Let's use that. Same as last time. Yes. Yes. I just know whatever you're gonna say is gonna be fire tonight because the build up. It's the suspense building, brother. That's all it is.
Maybe try unplugging the headphones or something.
He said he got a few important points. Yeah, yeah, try headphones, something. Not using headphones. Computer audio not working. Volume up, just the speaker. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, I think I can hear everybody else. Everybody else can hear. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody can hear each other. Okay, got his screen shared. Okay, we can see your screen. Okay.
Yeah, Nigel said you can dial in, call in.
Oh yeah, he can call in, huh? Yeah, we got Meta up here. We can see your screen perfectly. It's just the audio. Hmm. Let's see. Man. Yes, let's see. Okay, so Meta could see an earnings pop, but those lawsuits make me concerned. He's thugging it. He's typing his game out. I'm gonna just read it out as he shows us the chart. That's what's up. Improvise. Gotta always be able to improvise. Okay, so Meta could see an earnings pop, but those lawsuits make me concerned. Yep, definitely. And the lawsuits he's talking about are the ones with the doom scrolling and the people um saying that they're developing depression and anxiety and suing them that they got them hooked onto Meta and Facebook and Instagram. And I think we talked about it was like the cigarettes formula, cigarette method where um the once one lawsuit goes through and they win, it's going to be like a black hole effect. Everyone is just going to start filing lawsuits towards Meta, just like the cigarette industry. And I think there was like a couple weeks ago, right, where the um, the young lady actually won against Meta and proved that they had, what was it, scientists that came in and um, were studying human behavior to actually get you hooked, and I think they lost actually, and I think that's what he's talking about. Um, Netflix. What we looking like for Netflix? Man, I'm so upset we can't hear you, brother. I'll be host tools. See if I can do some on my end. See if that works. Okay, Netflix. And we can't hear him. Okay. So you breaking down this Netflix. I see that support up there, right? All the way at the top, kind of like that base level up there that it broke through. And then what is that? The 200 day? That yellow line? No, the 50 day it looked like, yeah. 50 day that it's under now. Red line would be the 200 day. Let's see. Yeah, and it looked like it went up and touched its 50 day and got weak again. And that would have been a good short opportunity. And what is this? The weekly? Yeah, so what's that? The weekly off of their earnings? Yeah, it looks like they started to decline back to the downside up there, but um mm, who knows what's about to happen with Netflix. Definitely gonna be a long-term hold though, 10 years. Media giant. Let's see. Is he typing something? Hi, let me see. Yeah, brother Romulus, try one more time to um you might be typing, but after you type, try one more time to go out and come back in. And then if that doesn't work, we'll just bring you back in the next time we get on the call because I know everybody wants to hear you and definitely value your time like you value ours. So see if you can go back out, come back in, and then we'll just reset from there. Try to get things figured out after you get that set. Because we know you got some fire over there, man, that we want to listen to. And try to go back out and come back in. Then let's see. Okay, cool. He left out. Let's see if we come back in and see if it worked. Fingers crossed, brothers. Fingers crossed.
I would say just do it probably from his phone. I switch a device.
All in.
Call
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, nah. I would say just log in on his phone. Like I have a like I'm on my phone right now instead of my iPad. This done did this to me before. I done
Oh,
had
for
this
real.
I done had this exact same right before I was about to teach a EYL class. Yeah. EYLU class, literally. Remember that, Malcolm? It kept messing up. I
Mhm.
couldn't hear
Yep.
my mic.
Hmm.
And my mama, it happened right before that. I was like, oh my God, my child. I was freaking out, bro. Bugging. Like, oh my God, bro. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, still
How
still
about
no
now?
audio.
Is it
There we
Oh
working?
go.
yeah, we
There
can
we
hear you,
go.
brother.
All right. So,
Come on, man.
Three times the
Come
Nah,
on,
that's
charm.
what I'm
man.
talking
it's like
Come
about.
on.
Use
you just
Thank
this.
have to keep
God.
you got to keep
Yeah.
messing and messing and messing with it. But somebody mentioned COVID and whatever from years ago. Oh, Netflix, because they definitely took advantage of that. And Zoom, of course. I mean, nobody ever heard of Zoom 10 years ago or in 2019. And then they were around, but it's not as if the world knew who they were. COVID hits, and we're all staying home, we're working, we're Zooming everywhere, and it's the most famous stock in the world, other than Moderna and Pfizer with the shots. But it's years later. You figure they've had time to work through this stuff, and we're still jacking with this technology. I mean, it's just silly. So, well, hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate the chance to come back. I'm excited. It's going to be one heck of a little gathering here tonight, and one heck of a gathering over time. So tomorrow, Caleb, Nate, and I we're going to be getting together. We're going to be having a little lunch. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty
Nice.
exciting as well. And yeah, a couple of things I mentioned in the last meeting. We talked about possibility for a continuation of a little bit of a downside slip. But you remember the big picture that I was talking about? Caleb alluded to it a few minutes ago, and that was the Trump stock market relationship, the situationship between these two folks, because it's wild. It's nothing less than wild. I've been doing this for 31 years, and nobody's like Trump. No one is like this guy, and he does feel that the stock market is a part of him, and he's a part of it, and he looks at it as an attachment and an identity attachment. But remember what I said though, back when the market was selling off because it was probably third week of March or something. Does anybody trade futures here other than me, by the way?
Nah,
I
I
I, I trade
don't.
futures too, and I just happen to have my futures charts up, and I see there's a tank going on. I wonder if Trump found his phone and started blasting the Iranians again with his phone. Anyway, um, so but I said, look, I'm not selling anything though. The markets are getting hit. I said, yeah, it's probably going to go down a little bit, but I wasn't selling anything. You remember why I said that? I mean, this is kind of a rhetorical question. I said that because with the midterms coming up in November, we all know there's been three proven assassination attempts against this guy. And one bullet, if it was just a quarter of an inch in a different direction, Trump would have been dead, right? That's how close it came. So people have obviously been trying to kill this guy, obviously. And not just because he's president and people try to kill presidents, it's because he's Trump. And he's just got this thing about him, love him and hate him. It's this polarization thing. Well, if the Democrats pick up too many seats in the midterms, Trump's not on the ballot, but if they pick up too many seats, remember what I told you is that he will be dead because the forces that try to kill him will be emboldened and feel more powerful and like they can take another shot at him. And because other forces are supporting them, they won't miss next time. Yes, his political life, metaphorically speaking, is hanging in the balance here. But so is his physical life. Like I'm talking about his heartbeat, he will be dead. He will absolutely be dead. We're living in a time right now that's like ancient Rome. I don't mean during the emperors and what you see on Gladiator and all those kind of movies. We're talking about the end of the Republic. For 500 years, Rome was like us. They had elections. They voted for somebody like a president. They voted for people that were like senators and congressmen and mayors. People don't realize that. But that was ancient Rome before Caesar was assassinated. Then it became the empire and the emperors, and there was no more elections, and it was a dictator, and that's what happened. But for the last 25 years before it turned from a republic into an empire, there were times like this, like we're living through right now, where the people in charge knew that if they didn't hold on to power, they would have been killed. And when power switched, people were killed. I'm not talking about politically and metaphorically. I'm talking about thousands of mass murders. Okay. And obviously, that's an extreme situation. We're not facing something like that today. But again, the guy was running for president, and they tried to kill him, and they missed him by a quarter of an inch. So what I'm saying is not crazy talk. All right. Trump knows markets. He knows business. And look what he's been able to do. A couple of other points, kind of reflective on what's been discussed, is that, economic and market ties, and again, a relationship. Correlation is the word that we use. Correlated meaning how like things are or how unlike things are. Correlated, right? We're all correlated to each other in the fact that we like markets and we're pursuing that together as a group. That's a correlation. I have no interest in pursuing, I don't know, quilting or something, right? I'm not correlated to those kind of people in that respect. So that's the idea of correlation. Well, the economy and the markets are correlated, but the market just goes up a hell of a lot more and then it goes down a hell of a lot more. But for an example, today markets are new all-time highs. I don't know if it hit it today, but yesterday, last day or two, markets hit on new all-time highs. Okay. And people at the bottom of the barrel, that you mentioned that term, they're not in the markets. So what are they being impacted? But then I ask myself, look at history and see how they were impacted when the markets were down 30, 40, 50, 60% from their all-time highs. Those people were getting annihilated. Every single person in America is better off than they would be if the market was 30 or 40 or 50% lower than it currently is. Everybody, the bottom of the barrel person's life is better than if the S&P was 40% lower right now. I lived through it. I lived through the dot-com crash. I lived through the financial crisis, nonsense and mayhem and chaos and unemployment. That was ridiculously awful. The worst person in America economically is better off than they would be. That's why these people concentrate on that kind of stuff. What is it to us, though? Is President Trump asking any of us what we think, what we should do, what we care about? He's not. Those people will never call me. I don't know about you, but they'll never call me. What can I do is just look at the markets and react and do the best for me and my family and the customers that are, in the Legion, and what we can do with that. Okay. I want to ask, not tonight, I want to be able to speak with you guys. This is probably kind of a one-on-one conversation because I've heard some of you guys say something that really piqued my interest and has my attention and my praise. Sticking to the plan. I think they call you KB. I've heard they call you KB, right? You were showing some great
Yes,
charts.
sir.
Yeah, KB. So nice to meet you again. You said something again and again. You said sticking to your, you didn't call it the plan. You called it something else. But it's the strategy. But it's the same idea. Sticking to the plan. Okay. That's it. You got to stick to the plan. I don't know what your plan is. So that's what I want to talk to you about one-on-one sometime in the near future. But you got to stick to the plan. Warren Buffett worth $100 billion. It's only the last really 20 years that he's gone off plan. And he has. He's gone way off the reserve. That's why his returns in the past 20 years have sucked. Okay? Like they're awful. But from 1958 until 99, he stuck to the plan. He didn't waver, and that's what helped him make all those billions and billions of dollars. I'll tell you a story. Anybody here run marathons or do long distance events, those kind of sports? I know a lot of you guys are athletes, but the long distance kind of stuff. Okay.
I do, actually.
Different kind of a thing. In 1998, someone said, "Hey, you want to run the New York City Marathon with me?" I said, "I never run a day in my life." He said, "That's all right." He gave me a piece of paper. It had two sides on it. And it was a year before the race. And every single day for the next year, something was written down about what I should do. It was a plan. Today, run a mile, tomorrow, rest. 3 days, run 2 miles, next day, rest, and so on. It was like that for the full year. The whole plan was written out. It was on one piece of paper with both sides. And all I did was stick to the plan. And you know what? I ran the marathon. I finished it. I didn't waver from the plan once. Every day for 365 days, I just did exactly what that piece of paper said. And that's the way it is in life, especially trading and investing. You got to stick to your plan. Some of you may be from around here. Caleb, you and I live in the same city. Nate, you're from here. I know you've had some great fortune business-wise to be able to go to a lot of places, but you're from here. There's a famous athlete from around here named Layman Brewster. Layman Brewster is a former heavyweight world champion, born and raised in Indianapolis, and lives here now. And I've been fortunate to have a friendship with him, gotten to know him. And the other day we're meeting and he said, yeah, you're trading. It's like when you get in the ring, everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the face. And that's why, but you need to stick to your plan more so then than at any other time of your trading, investing, and any other time of your life. Things like what happened in March when the markets were going down. I mean, that's not a hit in the face. That's a little, maybe a little side blow to the arm. But COVID was a hit in the face. .com crash was a mallet to the head. Oh, wait, forget about it. These are gut punches and absolute hammer blows, and you got to be able to stick to your plan. Okay, that all said, so again, I'd love to be able to talk to you guys about your plans. Oh, sharing is not turned on. There we go. Let me share that one. Share. Give it a second. Okay, let me know. You should just see weekly chart, trading view, Netflix, right? Anybody
Yep.
else see that?
Yep, we can see it.
Beautiful. Okay. Let me just holler in if the stuff isn't working for you. Okay, I had it up. I know a couple weeks ago we were talking about Netflix, and this is what got me to not buy the stock a while ago. Okay, this right here. You see that? This whole formation. Again, this is a weekly chart though, so you're kind of thinking that's a longer term idea. All right. Does anybody have a guess and just shout it out what you think that looks like? If you know patterns, if you know technical analysis patterns, and I'll give
That's a
little more of
double
a hint.
top, ain't it?
Head and shoulders, huh?
No. I mean, it could be. It's a look.
Or
I
it's what
think
it's
it's
a
a
triangle, right? A
Triangle.
wedge or a
What
wedge.
kind? What kind of triangle?
Descending.
There we go. We got a prize. I don't know what it
Come on,
is, but
brother.
we have a
Come on,
prize
man.
for a
I do
winner.
this in real life.
That's what I love about this is, you get some guys together that like this, that have a passion for it, that are into it, that have
And
studied it and are involved in it, are using it. And then all we need to do is get together and refine and improve, right?
yes,
And that's
sir.
why we're here. So this is called the descending triangle. Pretty classic descending triangle pattern, actually. Okay. And what I was able to do is say, okay, that's the top. So let's say that's 132. What do we have down here? 115. So we got about 17, 18 points or so. So I know that when it breaks this point, this final point down here, I know that I'm not interested until at least drops 18 points from that level. So you're talking a little under 100. Okay. And
Why,
then, of
why,
course,
why 18?
because you have the base right here.
Oh, because of the base to the top was 18,
It's
right?
called a measured move.
Yeah.
The base down here is 114, 115. The top is about 132, 133.
Gotcha.
So you just measure it down, okay, when it starts to break. Now look what happens when it breaks. You see this huge volume jump right here? That's
Mhm.
it. That's all you need to see. That is all you need to see. Now, interesting that it starts to waver and consolidate and chop right at the 50 average. This is weekly though, right? So if we look at it daily, we'd see that probably that would be weekly as well in 200 day. But it's wavering and chopping right about where you might expect. Well, that's nice, isn't it? That doesn't happen a lot of times. Like this thing is textbook. You often don't get textbook. You often get the market trying to hit you in the head, and then you got to stick to your plan. But this was textbook. So I know that I'm not interested in this stock until I get at least an 18-point downside move. Well, then, of course, um, other market pressures start to kick in because the market topped out in the end of January, and then it succumbs to the war stuff and on and on. But I knew that at the very least, I don't want to touch that thing until it fulfills this kind of a pattern. Okay. Again, this is pretty textbook. You don't see things this pretty that often, but you got to keep hunting for them because they are there. And when you find them, you got to be able to go and get in there and get it done. Okay. So this was a short. That's what that was. This was a short. You buy puts. I've heard some of you talk about it in the options market. You guys are more comfortable there. Great. Sometimes you just want to do a flat out short so you're not worrying about the decay and the theta and other issues. So you just bang it and sit and wait, right? Maybe you get out of half of it on the way down. You run the trail down, you follow it down. We do a lot of that in our shop as well. Okay. All right. So that
So back to the upside before you move on from
yeah, of
Netflix.
course.
Yeah, what we were talking about earlier.
Hmm.
Um, is this a whole, would this be opportunity?
Yeah, so I like this red. This is again a weekly. So the 200 weekly moving average right here below 70. I mean, if I'm in and I like this company, I'd stay with it as long as it's above here, as long as it's above there. And really, if it holds this little this dip from a couple of months ago, that 76 area, I'd be looking to add to it there. So pull back in here. If I had it and I didn't want to rush out there and buy any more, I buy some more, right around in here if it got down in there. And
Yeah,
then wait
yep,
wait
in
to
the
see if it
80s.
falls below here.
Yep, yep,
Yep,
80s.
exactly. So, in 10 years it's higher, 20 years it's higher. I agree with that. I agree with that. So, and again, the market's got a little bit of a wind behind it right now. And partially, no question about it, partially because we have this Trump factor. We have a Trump put. You guys heard of the Greenspan put? This is before your time, but it is part of market history. Greenspan was the Federal Reserve chairman for 20 years from 87 to 07, we're roughly right around there. And they called it the Greenspan put. Now, don't let the term trick you up because put is what you buy when you think something's going down, right? I mean, it puts and calls. Puts go up in value when something goes down. So a lot of people confuse the two. No, what it means is that Alan Greenspan, former Federal Reserve chairman, if the market was falling for a few months, he would put a floor under it by
Yeah,
lowering
he was
interest
he was the
rates.
catalyst, right?
He was the catalyst. He would put a floor under it by cutting interest rates or doing other Federal Reserve open market activities with the Treasury to cause the market to go higher. He would put a floor under it. So we have a Trump put. We have a Trump put. Trump
Yeah,
watches the polls and pays attention to this stuff. And oil's at $98 a barrel. Eventually, it's going to hurt the American people. Well, I'll do something. You know, I'll make a deal with Venezuela or kidnap their guy or do something to open up the oil spigots, and then oil will drop to 60, and the market will go up. There's a Trump put out there as well. Okay, and he's aware of this. He knows this, and he has associated himself and his identity. And you were right about that with the market. So some major points though. If I could just do one thing in the market, only one thing, I would study the S&P 500 and nothing else. Gun to my head, one thing, one choice, it would be the S&P. 80% of every stock in the entire world, not just the US, Brazil, China, South Korea, South Africa, all over the Middle East, 80% of every stock in the entire world follows the general trend of the S&P 500. General trend doesn't mean day to day, doesn't mean week to week, it doesn't even mean month to month. It's like 5, 6 months to a year. That's the general trend, the broad trend. Okay. So let's extrapolate that. Let's boil that down. Okay, Romulus, you study the S&P, 80% of, oh yeah, I get it. You really don't have to know about the other stocks, do you? No, not really. You got to know about the S&P because all the stocks that we just talked about a few minutes ago, AI pipes and Sienna and some other companies that are out there. If the S&P is 30% lower than it is today, your stocks are getting blasted. You're buried and you don't even know why. I mean, now you do. So you've got to put the wind at your back. And the wind at your back is the S&P if you're shorting or going long. That's the main point. The main thing is to keep the main thing, and the main thing is the S&P 500. This has kept me on the right side of the markets and away from so many problems. I've lost track. I've literally lost count by just doing this one thing. So I spend so much time with just the S&P, and then I start to drill it down. I don't pay attention to the stories. Yes, Tesla's building electric cars 15 years ago. They're going to. I don't care what Elon Musk says and what his people believe. I want to know what they do. What only matters to me is what they do with their money, not what they say they're going to do with their money. As an example, I mean, we're talking Trump and the politics. The polls say this. They do surveys, right? And his popularity rating. Pardon me, but that doesn't mean jack. It doesn't mean jack. They could call you on the phone and you could tell them all day long. And then when you go to the poll and you know you have the privacy of the Constitution backing you, you can do whatever you want. And it could be totally opposite of what you just told that moron on the phone 5 minutes ago. I want to know what people do, and what they do shows up right here in these charts. Okay, right here in these charts. So we saw this top in October, the consolidation. We stayed out. I have a flag system. The markets are either green, yellow, or red. Pretty simple, pretty basic, self-explanatory, right? We moved from green to yellow at the end of December. We avoided all this nonsense, and especially the drop. It's yellow, meaning so I wasn't selling the stuff I owned. I don't own Netflix. I own some other stuff. I own some Bitcoin and some other stuff. I didn't cash out. Red means cash and puts and shorting. I stayed, and now I'm getting rewarded because of the rebound. And now we're on a green flag status. When and why? A couple days ago, markets come up right out of here, new all-time highs, wind at your back, and then we saw some consolidation. We saw 3 or 4 of days of dipping, retesting, and then we're at a green flag. Tomorrow, next week, next month, don't know. I mean, I have some ideas, but I'm thinking by the election, it's going to be higher. How high? 8,000 by November 3rd. Okay. And that includes,
You said 8,000.
yes, 8,000 by the election, November 3rd.
So what would you say to the people that are
Here.
just very pessimistic about the market outlook and that Trump is not doing this correctly and it's just gonna fall apart? And you just
Good.
said 8,000.
Good. The market needs to climb a wall of worry. In the fourth quarter of 1999, there were no pessimists left. They were all done. They were all in. And so who was left to buy your stock? Everybody already bought it. There was nobody left. By the summer of 07, there were no pessimists left. Everybody was a real estate guy. Everybody was a house flipper. Everybody was a mortgage broker. Doctors and lawyers, by the way. And I don't mean this like to paint a picture. I mean, I know doctors and lawyers that quit their day jobs to do this stuff. That's when you know you need the pessimists. The market climbs a wall of worry. It's one of those things that just happens. It's so anti-intuitive, isn't it? To really succeed at trading and investing, you've got to come out of yourself and twist yourself into 80 different ways and come back in. Like you really need to just get totally freaky with yourself. And you got to mess with your own head. You really got to come out of your head if you really want to make money in the markets. Think opposite. When everyone's on the same side of the boat, it has always paid for me to at least look. I'm not saying I take action. I'm not always going to short just because everybody's long, but I'm at least always going to go to the other side and have a look. Like gold at the end of January. There was nobody left to buy. There were no pessimists left in the gold market at the end of January. So we went short. We actually did that. Again, I don't always do that, but it always pays to go ahead and take a look. So
And that's
8,000.
what Michael Burry did, right? They said he just checked the hood, checked under the hood, right?
Yeah, he did a lot more than that. He's really, really bright, that guy. He's really bright. He's got one of those brains that, like IQ wise, I think we could probably add up all of our IQs here together and it probably wouldn't equal his. He's just one of those savant, super smart individuals. And see, I was shorting the banks in '08, but I just shorted the stocks.
Mm,
I wasn't aware that you could buy the CDO insurance like he was doing.
right.
And because I didn't know the timing of when these banks were going to collapse, I mean, the puts, I could have been eaten alive. You know, if I'm buying March expiration, but they didn't collapse until October, right? So then I get rolled. So I just shorted them. I made double-digit returns. I was the third best just straight equity manager on the planet that year because I shorted the banks and didn't go long when the rebounds were dead cat bouncing. So yeah, and if the S&P goes up another 3 or 4% in the next week or 2 or 3, and then it falls 5%, that's all going to happen. I think 8,000 by the election. So we're talking roughly 6.5 months from now. So what do we do about that? How do we take advantage of that? How do we? Well, some of the stocks that were mentioned on here, they have higher beta than maybe a triple M or General Mills or Pepsi, right? Because
Procter, yeah.
these are AI tech related type of companies that should do better, that should outperform. You know what? Let's keep it even simpler though. How about this? How about just do this? Triple leverage the S&P, triple leverage the NASDAQ, triple leverage the Russell 2000, and Bob's your uncle. Keep it simple. Keep adding money to these three on dips over the next couple of months. Call me in November. You'll make 50% of your money. You'll spend 5 minutes a week doing it, and you can go have a blast with your life. Oh, and if you get
That was TQQ, TNA, and there was the other one. I can't. I didn't see
E
it.
triple Q is the NASDAQ.
Gotcha.
SPXL is the S&P.
That's what it was. Gotcha. I'm with
And
you.
TNA is the Russell 2000. Why am I doing three? because over the course of 6.5 months, they're going to take turns on runs and pullbacks, right? Because look, let me hit Russell's hit a high this week, NASDAQ hit a high this week, S&P hit a high this week, but the Dow's lagging, right?
Right.
But you come back in a couple months and the Dow will be at a high, but maybe the S&P will kind of be, chopping around a bit. And then they'll flip. So you don't know over 6.5 months which one's going to be making the runs. Just get them all. If you got a portfolio, say you got 100 grand, you say, I could buy 5% each, that's 15%. Well, right there, I just got 45% net long exposure. And then I got plenty of cash to do all kinds of other things with. So you could make 75, you could double your money between now and the election without taking any kind of crazy risk. Wow, that sounds great. Last April, well, I started buying it late March, tariff tantrum, right? And by the end of the year, my IRA, which I call Aquilus, just means eagle in Latin, it was up 96% for the year. And I did almost all the activity was in March and April. Like the rest of the year, I didn't do much. Had some fun and probably shouldn't have done anything because a couple of things I did probably lost a little bit of money. But because I was active during that time period and I did some of the things that we're talking about right here. So let's say I buy TNA, okay? I buy some of that. I got 100 shares of it, so it's $6,000. And then every week, every Monday morning, I'm selling the covered calls. Oh, wait a minute here. I'm just turning whatever I'm going to make, and I'm going to add another 15 or 20% on top of that, free money. Yep, that's what you're going to do. That sounds beautiful. Keep it easy, keep it simple.
What is this?
And you could still have plenty of cash to do the Siennas and the AI plays. If and when they cool off, let's say Nvidia's earnings in May aren't awesome and the whole AI thing takes a couple of months off, that's entirely possible. It's reasonable. It's totally possible that could happen. Well, you circle out, take profits, and then start doing some other things. You got plenty of money to do it. Here's one that I like just as a.
Which one was that? What was that you were just on?
Hold on. Let me go back here. So this is the Russell 2000 triple leverage long. Yeah.
The mug's eating right now.
Yeah. So this, if you buy this and Russell goes up 10%, you'll make 30%. And the reverse, the TZA is the inverse of that. And so we use these things all the time at our shop. We use the triple leveraged ETFs all the time. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going to use one because Intel had earnings tonight. I guess people like the Intel earnings. The stock is up 12% or something like that.
Yeah, it was up like $13 after hours.
Yeah, so it's up whatever it is. And maybe tomorrow morning it'll be up still. Who knows? It's a long way from now and Trump could find his phone and say something crazy. But let's assume he stays away and plays golf or whatever and everything's fine. And Intel brings the semiconductor group up again. And so this one is a triple leveraged in opposite direction. And so SMH goes up again. You see how overbought this bad boy is? I mean, look at these indicators down here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They're maxed, right? And this is going up to all things. If things stay the way they are right now, then this is going to be higher tomorrow morning. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into SOXS. I'm going to look at the puts, the cash secured puts. I'm going to sell some that expire. It'll be a day trade because they'll expire tomorrow. And then per 100 shares, I'll put, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 bucks in my pocket per 100 shares for doing nothing and taking no risk.
Yeah.
And waiting 5 hours.
Yeah.
Easy money.
And because, like you said earlier, it's just the psychological, the wind is at the back, right? Especially with with Intel, just the market and just the semiconductors in general.
Yeah, well, I want to clarify though. This particular play is going the other way on that one. See, tomorrow morning this is going to open hot. It's going to open up.
Right.
It's going to be cooked. Everyone's on the same side of the boat now with these semis since the March low. I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to say it's going to get at least a little bit of a pullback from the opening shot for the day. And that's where I'm going to make my money. Right there. Okay. I don't need much. I don't need much on this because I'm going to go out on the strike where I guarantee I'll make money on this. Even if semis still go up for the day, I'll still make money. I'll set the trade up where after it opens, it'll have to go up another 4 or 5% on top of that on top of the open for me to lose money. And after the run that it's had and the push that it's done, it just won't happen. I mean, the odds of me losing money are like 1%. That's what I like. That's got my attention all day. So those are the kind of things that we get heavily involved in around here. A few things that I loved when I was listening to you guys, though, is sticking to your plans. Again, I want to speak to you guys. There's not enough time for the group to be able to do it, but individually, I say, "Look, what is the plan? What have you formulated?" And kind of go through it. And then, like I said, S&P 8,000 by the election, and then I know what to do. I know what to do when we have dips and corrections. I know what to do when things. So if it goes to 9,000 by September, what do? I short it because it's overdone. It's overcooked. It's ready for a pullback and a attitude of a different direction, right? So that's beautiful. And you guys got any questions, thoughts, comments, or otherwise? I am open to hear them and love to see what you guys think. No?
So what are some how do you feel about the bottlenecks and what have you seen like during your 30 years of trading when these type of events occur? Because I know it's different than when the dot-com bubble occurred because
Yeah.
now it's all of the hyperscalers dumping money into it. So, you know how you said, hey, something gets overcooked. But do
Yep.
you believe that because of all of this money that is going into it versus the dot-com bubble, will we still have this, result? Because we've been heavy on like memory, optics, stuff that's coming to a bottleneck. And
Yeah.
so just wondering about that a little bit.
Yeah. I watch them. I watch the sectors and the groups and the individual stocks and everything. Nothing goes in a straight line forever. And so
And
I don't pay attention to the stories. I don't buy the stories. I don't let the stories influence my trading and investing moves. I simply let what other people are doing with their money help me determine where I'm going to go. Okay, I'll give you a quick story on that one. So NVIDIA, let's take NVIDIA for example. It's the main one, right? I mean, it's the big dog out there by far. I mean, it's not only in the AI space, but it's the most valuable stock in the entire world. It's more valuable than Apple and Microsoft and Google and everybody else. And yet, just a couple of trading days ago, it was the same place it was back in July. And even here, the stock, what's going on? And this is dead money for a while. Okay. The stories I was hearing from Bitcoin for years and years and years were fantastic, weren't they? I mean, this thing was going to revolutionize the financial world.
Hmm.
And just a couple of weeks ago, it was trading at the same place it was back in 2021, 5 years ago. So Bitcoin, the mighty Bitcoin, the greatest story in the financial world since they minted the first gold coin 10,000 years ago, has been dead money for 5 years. 5 years. You cannot let the stories get in your way. I was on the phone with a customer just recently who bought silver. Fortunately, he bought it a year ago, and he owns it through SLV, and it was a great way to add your income through weekly expiration options because these have options 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But he was just telling me, he said, what about all the silver going into all the chips and all the pipes and all the AI related, like the servers and everything? They use silver in all of these different hardware pieces. We all know that. And they're going to continue to use silver. Of course they are. But silver and gold, what happened? Everybody was on the same side of the boat. Everybody thought the same thing. And we went out there and we shorted gold on January 29th at the
silver.
very highest price. And I've got proof of it. Anybody wants to know, you can come in my group. I'll show you the text right there. The highest price that gold has ever been in 10,000 years of recorded human history. We shorted it at the very high tick. The highest tick in 10,000 years of recorded human history. And I got proof of that. If anybody wants to see it, I'll show you. I don't listen to the stories. I know what they are. I mean, I do this for a living. So I know what the stories are, but I don't listen to them. I don't pay attention to them. I pay attention to what people are doing with their money. And every single story I've ever heard Every time something is so good, it can never go wrong. Something goes wrong.
Well, can you go look at SanDisk?
Yeah, yeah.
It's another one it's just
Mm.
like, look at this.
Yeah, it's up. It's up and away, isn't it? Let me go. Oh, they haven't been around that long. They spun off. That's right. They spun off from somebody.
From was it WDC, right?
Yeah, Western Digital. That's right, right,
Western.
right. Yep, yeah. So that's why you see the stock. Let me reframe it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we've been stalling out a little bit in here. I mean, this is still an uptrend. This is still very much an uptrend. I like what I see. I wouldn't buy it up here. It's not my thing because I'm not in it. I don't own it. But if it drops back in here, I mean, I'd be very interested in that in this
Yeah.
area. But I don't own it. I don't chase things if they're up a lot. Like here's one I've got an eye on, and I just bought a little bit of this. I bought a little bit of Apple. Apple looks better on the weekly. You'll see what I mean. Let me reframe it.
Do you think
There.
the love is coming from Tim Cook stepping down?
I think that's part of it. I think that they also are happy that they have not spent $100 billion. I mean, look, to put this on a bit of a side issue, we're all using AI all the time, but in Wall Street, I've been using it for 25 years. I mean, it's only 3 years that everyone else has heard about it, but we've been at it for 25 years. But we're all using it now, right? Everybody using it. Companies, employees, just individuals. We're using it to help run our businesses. We're using it to, investigate hobbies and do all kinds of things, aren't we? It's everywhere. How much you guys paying to use AI?
Like the
$20 a month, ChatGPT.
I was
Yeah,
about to say
20 a month for Claude.
20 measly dollars a month. That's it. You're spending more on bottled water.
literally.
How are these guys going to make $1 trillion back? That's just to get their money back, let alone their net income.
I think that's why OpenAI has been struggling. They've been saying they're in
Yep.
crazy debt
Yep. They
with
are.
with
Oracle hammered with that debt. Yeah, it's
or
rebounded, but
Oracle.
hammered with that debt. So Apple, they're not spending that kind of money. They're not spending anywhere near that kind of money on this stuff. So that's another reason why people are happy about it. Yeah, the change. I'm not so sure that people are happy that there's a change of leadership as much as they're changing leadership a week, 2 weeks before earnings come out. Well, that must mean the quarter is going to be okay. Because if the quarter was
Why
going
you
to
say
be,
that?
because if this quarter was going to be a little bit shaky, they wouldn't be changing leadership right before they reported a weak quarter.
Mm,
They would wait. They'd wait till July when everybody's asleep and on a summer break. And really, what's the difference between now and July, right? Cook's been with the company for 30 years. There's no
right.
difference. So, yeah, I think it's going to be okay. But I like, again, technically speaking, I like what I'm seeing, a little double bottom right here, possibly in the making. So it's got to break. Remember, double bottoms are not confirmed until they break the peak. This is where everybody makes a mistake. Oh, it's double bottom. Not yet, it's not. It's got to go up a little more. And then we measure it. Let's call it 277. Let's call that 248. So we got 30 points. You get 30 point up. If it breaks, I mean, I'll take a shot at that. Let's see how that goes.
So you wait for confirmation on the upside as well, because we
Oh,
were just talking about multiple traders that actually do that. They wait until the high breaks above before they actually enter into a play.
yeah. So I've got a little bit of Apple right now. I'm long a little, and I'll add to it if it breaks above that two right there. 281 would be my second entry because that would
Mm.
confirm the double bottom. And this double bottom is actually fairly textbook. It's fairly symmetrical. It's kind of pretty, isn't it? It's kind of a pretty chart. So I'd like that one right there. And by the way, Bitcoin, you guys probably are involved in crypto or you have been at some point. This looks
Mhm.
pretty good too, doesn't it? I mean, this is a nice bottom right here.
Yeah, it's been consolidated for what, how
Yeah,
long? Since February, right?
I like this. I mean, we've got some higher highs and higher lows going. Broke this really long. See, this trend line's been going since the all-time high in early October.
Yeah,
It toyed with it a
126.
couple of times and it finally broke it. It broke above this previous problem right here that it was having. It broke above there. So you see this white line in red. I think we see that before the end of June, if not sooner. And then who knows from there. But I think we get at least 84, 85,000 by June kind of time, if not sooner. and then we'll see. But I like this is a nice bottom in here for Bitcoin. It does look pretty good.
I like that. I had one more question about Sandisk, and then I'm done. And then
Yeah,
I
of
know we
course.
had you your time. We're gonna let you go because I know took your time from you. So question. I know you said you wouldn't buy it or
Not me. I
wouldn't.
don't own it. I don't
Yeah,
own it.
or you wouldn't kind of be interested until it gets back into that
Yeah.
range of not the
Yeah.
all-time highs. Um,
Right.
what would you say about the folks like ourselves that we said the same thing? We will want this to come down before we buy it, and it just keeps on running.
Hey, that
Am
happens.
I lying, Keys?
No, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. I mean, up and down both. I mean, even during like dot-com crash or finance crash in '08 or dot-com crash, when things were going down, I said, I'm going to short that on a bounce, and it doesn't bounce. It just keeps going, right? I even said it out loud. I said, I'm going to short that on a bounce, and then it does, and it keeps going. That's just trading and investing. Part of this, and more important than your plan of, hey, my plan for the rest of this year is on dips to buy AI infrastructure related stocks.
Mm,
Maybe have a little bit of Nvidia as an anchor, and then buy the Siennas or buy the Core Weaves or these other kind of stock. Name them, right? There's 20 of them out there, and they're doing fine. And I'm going to buy them on dips, and I've got a chunk, and I'm going to add to them, or I'm going to trade around the positions, or I'm going to use covered calls and cash secured puts or other put and call strategies. But I'm going to stay with that plan, right? I mean, that's the kind of the stick to itness there. Everyone's got the plan until they get hit in the face. Then what happens? The emotions kick in, the mental game starts to take over. That's more important than your plan itself. So you have to be okay with saying to yourself, hey, I'd like to buy that on a dip, and it doesn't dip, it just keeps going. And you didn't get it. Because your plan isn't to chase, right?
right.
Unless it is. But if your plan is not to chase things, then you don't chase things because it's not in your plan. My plan is not to chase things. I miss things all the time. I mean, there's 50,000 stocks in the world. And when you throw crypto and currencies and everything else out there, there's an endless stream of things you can do. And I'm watching everything. Like I watch everything. So there's an endless number of things that I'm watching and I could do them. And I miss them. Happens all the time. And for my simple swing trading strategy that takes me 10 minutes a week, I still make 30% a year for 10 minutes a week. And last year I doubled my IRA account. Didn't take long to do that. And I miss things all the time. Futures trading. I mean, I'm trading every day in the futures market, 2 hours a day, 3 or 4 trades a day on average every single day. You know how many trades I miss? I can't count. Can't count because it moves so fast. And that's
I
fine.
think Nigel has a question for you.
Please.
Hey, what do you think about or how to use AI for like trading and stuff like that?
So again, we've been using it for 25 years in different ways, analysis and algorithms and helping us form plans, helping us do the analysis itself. I mean, I love to short things that are way, way overbought or buy things that are really oversold. And with all the stocks around the world, I can't look at all of them. I have to use AI to help me screen those things. Okay.
Mm,
So I have AI help me formulate the screens. And then I use AI to help me refine what it is that I'm doing. I love stocks when stock markets come down and then insiders like to start buying stocks. Like we saw last time we really saw that in droves was COVID low. And then prior to the 22 bear market, like in late 21, insiders at all the big tech companies were selling like crazy. Like the Microsoft CEO, he sold all of his stock at November. You can look it up. November of 2021, the CEO of Microsoft sold like $350 million worth of his own stock. It was all he had. And then 2 months later, the stock starts tanking. He knew. So I use AI to help me run those kinds of screens. And in my futures trading, I use it to help refine my actual strategies. I tell it, hey, this is what I've been doing. This is my stop loss target. You don't ever trade without those. And this is kind of a few other parameters around it. Do you see a way that I could improve this trading tactic just a little bit? Because in futures trading, you move the stone an inch, but you get a mile's worth of results because of the leverage. So that's how I use that kind of stuff regularly. I mean, I'm in there and have been in there for this kind of stuff for years. Years and years. The people who taught me, these kind of things. They called them neural nets back then. Um, it's just a different term, but that's what they were. It was still AI.
No,
Anything
nice.
else?
Anybody else got a question, man, before we let the good
Yeah.
brother go? Yeah.
I've got a question about the Iran conflict. In your mind, whenever it does come to an end, in your mind, how big of a catalyst will that be for the markets?
And what was the conflict you said?
Iran.
Iran. So, oh, great point. Bottlenecks. Silver was a bottleneck. We don't have enough silver to make the chips. We don't have enough, bandwidth to run all the queries that we're getting through the AI world. We got to build more bandwidth. We don't have enough memory. We don't have sand. Name your bottleneck. Oil is obviously bottlenecked, like physically over in the Strait of Hormuz, right? No doubt about it. That's why it's at $96 a barrel. Okay. Saudi Arabia right now is shipping 80% of all the oil they produce through pipelines in the desert over to the Red Sea and sending it over the Red Sea. 2 months ago, they weren't doing that. They built the pipes in the past 25 years. They were ready. And when the conflict started and the strait shut down, they turned the pipes on. Almost all their oil is leaving. They don't care. They're good. If you look at a map, the country of Oman is just south of Saudi Arabia and some of the other Emirates. And it shares that Strait of Hormuz with Iran, the tip. That's part of the country of Oman. But all these oil producing countries right now are building pipelines from their countries through Oman over to the ocean. And they're going to bypass the strait altogether. They're going to just give it the finger. Iran, well, they need to sell their oil or they'll starve, which is happening. Did you look at a map and see all the land connections that Iran has with Pakistan and India and nearby China and how they can just sell their oil by truck and by train, all these other places? That's what they're doing. They're building all these abilities to move it the other way. In 5 years, the Strait of Hormuz will be an afterthought. The world won't even give a rat's ass about it because we're circumventing it. We're going around it. It's happening right now. The news, the media, the headlines are all telling you about yesterday's war. One of the reasons that the stock market is at all-time highs is because everything that I'm telling you right now. And I know you haven't heard that before, but that's the real answer. Big money is in there buying stocks because they know exactly what is true about this, what I'm telling you. The strait is going to be meaningless in 5 years. In America, we don't need any of that stuff anyway. We produce more oil than we use. We produce, and Canada, if we start to run a little bit low, Canada's got tons of it. Mexico's got tons of it. I mean, the Western Hemisphere is flooded with oil, flooded. So on our end, we're okay. I just pray the whole thing ends because it was just a ridiculous concept to be killing each other over this kind of stuff. I mean, always a better way. Anyway,
Sure.
yeah, praying for peace, praying for peace. But that's a great thought, and it's something to think deeply about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, anybody else got a question before we let them go, man?
Yeah, I got one more. What do you think about water stocks?
That depends. That depends. I'd have to get a specific like what water stock in particular.
Waterways, or are you talking about waterways or water stock?
Essentially, yeah, water stock, but like water that has to do with like AI that supports AI, like mining and stuff like that. And
BE is the energy. They're a mobile energy. So you talking about like a mobile water supply? That would be a company because I know BE. I was looking at them too. Uh, they actually are like a separate on-site energy source. Like they'll just be supplying energy on top of the regular energy that they have consuming there.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure, yeah, that. But like all these like power plants that are going up, all need water in order to essentially produce. Um,
Yeah, they got to keep it
uh,
cool. They got to keep it cool. They got to keep those servers
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So like from that perspective, like where do you see that going? Because a
All
lot of
right,
like
so I live in Indiana, And this is a big data center state because of our cornfields. We can just, you know, we can put these data centers everywhere. And for the most part, we have cool or cold winters, not ridiculously nonstop summer heat. So we have a lot of that stuff going on. And the data centers are responsible for their own water. So they just recycle the stuff. It's not so much the water supply like trucking it in or digging whole wells. They get the water supply first and they mostly recycle it. They can recycle 80%, so they only need 20% of what you might think or what other sites would use without the recycling ability. So the companies you'd be looking for in there are companies that are helping build out recycling abilities for these data centers all over the country. I don't have anything off the top of my head, but that's what you would want to see. So companies that help the data centers build out their own abilities to recycle the water once they get a hold of it. Make sense? That's where I would be. Yep.
All right. All right, brother. Ramos, you want to end us off?
Yeah. Hey, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the time. Like I said, I'm going to be having lunch with Caleb and Nate tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And then over the next couple of weeks, maybe we could just every one of us just do a one-on-one phone call, get your plan. You share with me what you're moving on, and just kind of see what we can do. Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That is
Cool.
amazing, man.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
bro.
guys. God bless
Thank you,
you.
man. Hey, we'll see you
Likewise.
See you
tomorrow,
guys
man.
tomorrow.
Have a good night, man.
Appreciate your
Bye-bye.
time, man.
See you tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, man. Another great one, bro. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm in Indy for the weekend. If you are here, get up with me. I leave Monday, to go back to Dallas. Got a wedding I'm going to. Should see Keys tomorrow with Romulus. That'll be cool. Think I'm gonna see KB. But yeah, if you are here, let me know some. Let's link, man. But other than that, let's keep doing what we're doing. Bro, April. April's about to be over. We're about to be in May, the 5th month, bro. We still here. Still here.
Crazy.
That's why I say if you can survive the horrible days, bro, you gonna love it when the beautiful days come back around. The same people that was here in the beginning, they might not be here now because that pain was just too much. That pain was too much. But that pain, missed out on all the gains. You feel me? And he just said he see the index going to 8,000.
That's
8,000
crazy.
is by November. It's
Right.
the
That was one of my questions for him too. I actually wrote that question down where he saw the S&P by the end of the year.
I, I, he is the first person. Or the first
Yeah.
person. So if it hits 8,000, no one can claim I said it or no,
Mm-mm.
he just said that. I haven't heard anyone
Mm-mm. Yeah, I think I've
on the
heard
internet.
maybe
I
tops
said
like
8,000,
75,
brother.
but yeah.
What'd you say, KB?
I said 8,000.
You said 8,000?
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to search it in my messages.
8,000 is just
That's wild.
if we
Hey,
go from
y'all keep thinking,
7,100 right now to 8,000,
I keep thinking it's crazy, bro.
we about to be rich as fuck.
Bro, the haves
I'm getting
and
rich this
not.
year.
It's about
I'm
to
getting
be
rich.
it's the haves and have-nots, bro. This stuff
And
is about to be like the purge.
8 stacks, that's insane.
and it's only and all you need to do is really just make a couple good plays.
Right.
Like Keys said it, you like that GEV that Keys was in a minute ago, and he turned
Mm,
that
Bro,
2,000 into like 14,000. I'm
that's
like,
insane.
bro, but it's just imagine if he had 10 of those contracts. It just
Right.
takes one play
Mm-hmm.
well,
to change the game.
I double back with the two. I grabbed two more of them with that same thing and hit their ass again. GV been smacking, boy.
Mm-hmm.
GV
It
one of
just
the
it just takes
ones.
a couple plays, bro, to literally change your life.
950.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro said go on with the triple leverage.
Yeah, and he said go triple leverage
Mm-hmm.
indexes. Like, huh? That's how much conviction you got that we going to 8,000? Golly.
Right.
But
Golly.
if you
Um,
see it, if you look at that chart, that mug was
it do look good. It look like it's primed to go. Like we've been kind of consolidated, breaking a little, and it's like, yo, this could be the beginning. Because if this is similar, like Nigel said, if
last
this
year. This
if
is
this
this
is
similar.
If this
We
is
broke
similar,
these. We broke out some last year. We broke out something crazy. Once the war ended, think about it, bro. The war's semi-ended right now. It's the ceasefire. Think about when that mug really end. Like, all right, we done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
why I
Navy.
asked him. Hmm.
Imagine when the Navy is gone, they're gonna drag this out for a little long, little ceasefire. All right, Trump. Once that
Oh,
market
it's gonna go
comes,
crazy.
it's over.
yep.
But we are
That's why.
going, but see, stuff is gonna and see, but see, this is another thing that we don't recognize. This is why they say the have and have nots. I could be crazy, but look how things are going to stay the same as far as expenses.
Mm.
Mm.
Think about it, bro. They're gonna keep groceries the same. They're gonna keep gas the same. They're gonna act like none of the price went down. They're gonna drop it down maybe 20, 30 cents. It's not gonna go all the way down like they saying it is. I don't feel like they're gonna keep it at the same height so people because people are gonna make money, bro. It's the have and have nots. I honestly think that 100%. I
So
think
so you think this is the year that like we seen the separation, like oh you broke or you either rich. 8,000 on the index, you not gonna ever be able to buy Nvidia at 200
Mm.
again if we go up there. You're not ever gonna be able to buy. You think SanDisk is high now, and you a bottleneck?
but you gotta think about it. Sand is to 1,500. Them
You
contracts, OD. Think about it.
so you saying this is the beginning?
Yeah, oh yeah. This is the beginning. Midterm election, got the war. Once you move that Navy, the Navy ships, let the guard down.
Yeah,
They gonna keep the prices the same.
yeah, yeah. Because hey, you're not lying. Because I think I read it in a book. They said once the prices get to a certain point and that people are paying for it, why would I come down on my prices? And it's like what Nigel said, bro, last year, like, yo, bro, this looks identical. And then towards the end of the month, we get the big run, and then
Mm.
we back at it with them just a little bit, and then that's kind of like the little breather. And then you know what? We good. We're gonna extend it again. We run again for a while this time. For a while. For like a month, 2 months. And then out of nowhere, we got rumblings again to cool the market back off. And then I'm about to go hug them and I'm about to fly to Iran and I'm gonna shake hands and kiss babies and then we run again. That's literally, bro. We was in the 4,800s last year. We are at 7,100, bro, in less than a year, bro. If we going to 8,000, bro,
Hey,
like
that's why he said 8,000. 'Cause, hey,
we might go
So,
higher than that. Like, you know
so
what I'm
he's
saying?
saying, so he's saying
bro.
Romulus is basically saying we're going up 900 points in 6 months.
That's
If he's saying,
Nvidia
no,
to
And
that's
that
Bro,
do
Nvidia
sound
from
that
two.
do sound crazy too, but
right.
well, I don't
I
shit.
even
might
think that
call
sounds
it nut.
crazy, bro. I feel like we could do that, bro.
You think
That
so?
don't,
What's up?
that don't sound
We
too
put in
crazy to
the
me, bro.
call what?
Because when you think about it, I
Legal
feel like we
fake.
was just talking about hitting 7,000 and shit.
Bro,
We
blew
acting
past
like we acting like 7,000 ain't shit.
Right.
We was like, when we gonna hit 7,000? We
Right.
gonna hit shit. We ain't even thinking about going back down under 7,000. So bare minimum
Yeah,
shit.
I don't want to go back
77.
under that joint.
Nah,
We go back under
definitely
that joint. I don't want to go back.
not. That's
That's
real.
crazy, bro.
Wow.
Dang. 8,000, bro. I think, bro, 900 points. What is that? So that's Nvidia from 200 to about 240. That's Meta from 600 to 900. That's
Mm.
SanDisk from 900 to 1,500. That's STX from 500 to 900. That's WDC from 350, 400 to 8.
That's all they price targets this year, though.
That's all their price targets.
Yeah.
Saying this price target is 1,500.
And this price
Mm-hmm.
Nvidia
target's
price target
1,500.
is,
Yeah.
yes, Nvidia price target is 240.
Mm.
It really might happen.
That's literally all their price targets.
And remind you, Keys had said
Soon
it
as
the
you
other day
see
too.
all that,
Hey, Keys said it the other day. Like I think he said it a couple weeks ago. He said memory running while the big dog's not even running yet.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Microsoft just dropped another dub today. Meta going through a lawsuit. Nvidia just claimed 200. Amazon around
Amazon,
240, 250. Who else? Apple.
Google.
Fine, Apple been really chilling. Like they just got a new.
Mm-hmm.
You never know if that transition from the new CEO really will take Apple to another level. You just
Mm-hmm.
don't know. More innovative. You know, he the one who made all the hardware anyway. The AirPods. Tim Cook wasn't in the lab cooking up and creating the this component with he was like they said, he was the one that was able to scale the company. But hardware, they said this dude is next level, bro. You never know. He could me personally, I got a theory that with all the cash that they sitting on, Apple is the
I go nuts.
Apple is the dark. I
He
think.
let
I think.
everybody
I
else
think.
go spend
I,
their
I
money.
think. I think Apple is the dark horse that everyone
Mm-hmm.
is not talking about, and it's because when you have the capital, and now you have the right leader, as someone can arguably say, we're watching Elon really try to get these robots off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
We watching the problem. Oh, y'all don't got enough energy in the world. You know what? We gonna work on our work. We're gonna work on our own nuclear reactor where you can get your own. And we watching everybody's problem, and we just gonna capitalize. You never. I think Apple is gonna be the one that actually comes out with the.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all seen the old Terminator movies. It's like those little cyborg balls that roam around. It's like those drones. They roam around in the air and they scan
Yeah,
different. I think
yeah, yeah.
I would not be surprised if I see a little Apple logo on one of those things roaming around, bro.
I could.
Scan it, scan it. Is there anybody in this building? It scans with the red laser. This building, this side scans this side. I would not be surprised if I see the Apple logo on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So Tesla, right?
Yeah,
They're supposed to be having the autonomous what taxis or whatever, right?
yeah,
Coming into Dallas starting when? Is
yeah.
it next month or this? What? It's soon, isn't it?
They actually been they actually already started, bro.
Oh, so have you seen one or?
I just been seeing hella more Waymos, and that's what I'm saying. Every territory that Elon wants to expand into, I already see Waymo in. I already see it's not just Waymo either. It's another company that I just seen the other day. Is it Central or like um I can't, but there's multiple companies now that people are not talking about that are driving driverless cars, bro. And that's why I say like I don't think Tesla gets to 1,000 without having to merge or bring out a different product. It can't just be vehicles. We can't just say we're gonna take over the world vehicles. Bro, Rashad, they already talked about when they went to China. There's 20, 30 companies just like Tesla, better cars, they not as expensive, and they don't have drivers either. What happens if they break into this market? Which I know Trump won't ever do, but what happens when people like, man, you know what? I'm not paying all that, bro, for no car no more.
Them BYDs are way better. Y'all seen them bitches?
BYDs, that's what it was.
Yeah,
They
BYD.
they're
Yep.
way
I did.
better than Teslas. I ain't gonna lie.
BYD. That's what it is. BYD, Rivian, uh, General Motors. I told you I went to the Tech Summit. They're letting me drive all of the driverless cars. I was in a Cybertruck, driverless. I was in a Rivian, driverless. I was in a Ford, driverless. I was in Lucid, driverless. I'm like, yo, And then they're like, y'all, bro, the Tesla guys is telling me, all these cars is cool, but it's nothing like us. Bro, from a nerd standpoint, yeah, you might be able to tell there's some components that's different, but from an everyday bystander, this car drive itself and this car drive itself. I don't really care about if the car can drive 200 miles per second, or it drive itself and it's cheap. Cool. Same thing in New York. I was just in New York, what, 6, 7 months ago. I'm looking at the Ubers from the airport. It say 80, 90, 110. And then I scroll a little bit more, black truck. I scrolled a little bit more, helicopter coming soon. Said they about to start doing the helicopter ride. It said invalid, like it said it was blacked out, like not ready yet, but it had a price for like 129.99. I'm like, why is the helicopter ride 129 and a regular Uber that with hella traffic in Manhattan is 129, 130? I might as well get on the helicopter.
Right.
Wait.
Especially in New York.
Especially in New York, then you like, okay, then you gonna start seeing people get into the helicopter business. I want to buy a helicopter. Then watch we start hearing all the tax write-offs because you're transporting bystanders to their location and you're using it as a business. Watch the helicopters take off. Watch the private planes take off. Watch all of this stuff take off, bro. Then you got your electrical vehicles. It's like, bro, Elon, bro, like you're gonna have to add something in to um just kind of correlate with your stock price.
Yeah, because I think to your point when you're talking about private planes, like that's not going to become a luxury anymore. It's just going to become normal.
I already see ads right now like, do you want to do something nice for your girl for Valentine's Day? If you want to take her on a Valentine's Day trip, we got a private plane that you can rent for 4 hours for about 2,500. And I'm like, man, who's paying 2,500? And then you start, it's 2026, bro. 2,500 ain't nothing no more. People spending that on a date. People spending that going to Ruth's Chris and then getting a bag for her birthday and take her on a trip to Cabo or take her on a trip to Loom and China or Japan. Like 2,500, you really add it up. That's the same amount for a plane ticket, the hotel, and the food a week in Japan. 2,500 not nothing no more, bro. 2,500 nothing no more. 3,000 an hour nothing no more. People really getting money. People really taking out loans, leveraging stuff. People really building businesses. That's why Keys said you either gonna have it or you not
Mhm.
over these next couple of years. That's why we gotta stay in position. All the hard days that we just went through, that shook everybody out the market. Everybody that was, I'm telling y'all because y'all my brothers. Everybody that was in a real estate space, you need to do this. I'm wholesaling this. Take my course. I don't see none of these niggas no more, man. I actually see these niggas talking about stocks now. And then it makes me think like, damn, like I bought your course for the real estate. You don't even do it no more. Okay. Okay, I see what's going on. But that's what I'm saying. When things get tight, bro, this market it's gonna wake you up, it's gonna test you. And we was able to survive the test, the ones that are still here. We listen, we was able to survive the test, the ones that are still here in this game, and now we gonna actually reap the benefits of staying down. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it was bleeding. Telling you, every Thursday we was coming on here. First person I see is Malcolm on there just laughing, just What about this market? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So yeah, man, just like Romulus said today, bro, like if he sees the market going to 8,000, we're in prime position. We need to load up more.
For
We need to,
sure.
hey, respectfully, yeah, we gotta have some soldiers on the side, but you need to be loading up, dog. And not in this what I'm saying. I think KB had talked about it too. He switched his strategy up, not just loading up on the monthlies or the 2 months no more. Nah, me personally, even if that strike and that thing is far, you might have to buy that thing in 2027. It might not be in the money that you're buying. You if Nvidia is at 200 right now, you might not want to buy a 200 call all the way to 2027 because that's gonna probably run you about 40
Mm.
G. But you might want to buy a 230, 240, a Sandys. You might want to buy a 1200, 1300. Yeah, it sound crazy. But then when you look
Man,
up, it
Till it
said
don't.
1200
Mm.
and it cost 60,000 for that contract that you bought for 3,000 back in April. You can be like, I cannot believe it just ran $300 in 2 months, bro. Like,
Mm.
nah, that's what I'm saying. Even if that strike is far, I'm not encouraging to say, man, just buy your strike. If Sanders is at 800, buy something that's 1,500. I'm not saying that, but I am saying if we would have bought a light when it's at 300, if we would have bought a 600 strike, 300 points out, light is at 800 points right now, 900 points in a month and a half. The contract is worth about $90,000. These contracts are crazy, bro. And you start seeing the premiums and this market maker padding these premiums. Man, that contract ain't really worth no 60, 70, 80,000. But obviously the market maker and the demand is so strong that it's raising the price of what you're gonna have to pay for it. So I think like Romulus just said, he said it last year. He bought so much in April that he didn't really even have to buy nothing else for the rest of the year. And that's what we need to be on.
Mm.
I don't think we took advantage of April, but we didn't triple down, quadruple down, change our entire life in April last year, where when July and August came, we were still trying to add plays in at the end of the year in November. Should we grab this? And should we add this as well? And but if we would have bought Nvidia at $90, when November came, when it said 180, it wouldn't have been, should we load up again? Bro, we are up 110%, bro. Let's cruise into the end of the year. Wait for the next dip and then we load up again. So like he said, if we going to 8,000, golly, and like we supposed to eat with him tomorrow. But if he been doing this for 31 years, bro,
Mm.
like
Yeah, we've
you,
seen a
you
lot.
it says a lot. Remember what they say, smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people, they learn from others, bro. If he's seen this before, if he's seen it like this, and he's saying we're already on the upside before the war is over,
Mm.
bro, 8,000 by November. That means we need to be loading up, loading up, loading up. So, yeah, man, I know we was on long today. Anybody got anything before we get off here? A great call today, bro. Romulus came and
Mhm.
killed it, man.
Yeah, you did.
Anybody got any
Stay
last
down,
words before we get
fellas.
off?
Stick
That's
to your
it.
rules.
Hmm. Block out the noise.
hey man, what we doing on court, man?
Oh yeah, core. Hey, I want to load up core to shoot. That's another one. They said 360,
What
340,
about
350. I wouldn't be tripping on buying some at 500 out till,
Hmm.
you feel me? 2027. I wouldn't be tripping. Yeah, it's 100 points out. Dang, Nate, that's crazy. Well, 100 points out is worth about 8, 10 G's. I mean, I don't 5 to 10 G's. I mean, I'm cool. I got so much time on it, and it's a leader.
Right.
I'm willing to do that. Yeah, the
what
strike
we
might be
doing with
off.
DRAM?
Who?
DRAM, ETF.
I seen Ian on Monday said don't buy it in the 30s, but I,
You
I
might
don't
go
know if it's
long.
gonna stay.
Hey,
Man,
it gonna
I
Hmm.
think it
stay
might fly, bro. It was at 35, 36 when he said something. MU Sanders pop 40, Sanders pop like 90. I think Dram is at like 38, 39, creeping into the 40s. Like, Man, we know what to do though, bro. Dram, VIAV, um, Core. Another one I'm about to put a play in. I was looking at it all today. I was sizing up KEYS keys. I've been looking
Mm.
at them keys, Insight Technologies. I love them. Another sleeper, just like Light. I call it was a part of that list. The list I had was Light, VIAV, Keys, MTSI, um, and it was one more. Um, what was it? I can't remember what it was, but it was those 5 or 6 companies where I'm like, yo, these can be a runner. Light goes from 300 to 900 in a month, right? VIAV goes
Yeah.
from $28 to what's it at? 46. It closed that today, KB. 28 to 46.
I'm loading up. I'm doing stacks on them.
Yo,
I ain't
and
gonna
I
lie,
want to make sure
stacking
we
that
grab
bitch
Hood
good.
too. I told you
Mm.
when Bitcoin moves, Hood moves. Bitcoin's starting to make that little umbrella
And
U,
Coinbase.
that U shape. Hood starting to make that U shape. We grab Hood. If Bitcoin, bro, Bitcoin is only popped a little bit. Hood went from
Mhm.
67
Bro, it's
to
touching
90.
80.
Come on. It went from 67 to 90 in a week. If Bitcoin really runs how it's supposed to, and people are really on Robinhood buying crypto, all those fees, all that money, Hood can really. I'm about to load up on Hood again. It drop a little bit more. I'm gonna stack my play on Hood. I'm gonna grab another one. And I see Hood going back to 150 as Bitcoin gets back to 100,000. So, let's just stay in the game, man. Keep executing. I know he's on here long, man. Y'all get some rest, bro. We back in the chat, brothers.
Appreciate y'all,
All right.
family.
All right, brothers. Talk to y'all
Be
later.
safe.